So many, and I honestly always say that I get so much more out of this than people always say you give and help others so much, but I get so much more just from experiencing working so closely with the community and experiencing what they go through. So a few things come to mind. I think resilience. I see how strong and resilient they are despite all of the stuff that goes on around them. That gives me strength to go through what I'm going through, and also to just be a lot more positive about my personal situation. I think they always have hope. Every day you've got to wake up, you've got to get out of bed, you've got to give it your best, have a good day, and you've got to do the same thing all over again the next morning. They always hold on to hope despite whatever they're going through. They also laugh. I think life can be so challenging and difficult for them, but they laugh, they have a good time, they enjoy the now. And I think that would be the biggest lesson, to be able to, so many of us live in our future and we live in the past, being able to live in the very present and enjoy what you have right here, right now, today. Well, I think it's been hard for all of us. I think the number one thing to understand is we all have good days and bad days. Putting the pressure on ourselves to always be happy and positive and like, hey, I've got this. I think that's completely unrealistic. So for me, it's accepting that there are days I'm going to wake up and feel completely awful, not feel like getting out of bed, have an awful day, and just, perhaps even want to strangle everyone around me, right? And the world is a horrible place. But there are also so many days where I'm grateful for the things that have happened. And I do things. For me, working out is super important. So whether it's yoga, going for walks, whatever I can figure out a way to do, I try and do that every week because I know that helps me a lot. So figuring out what works for you mentally, physically, and if you can have that contact still with a good support system, your friends, your family, people that really you are comfortable with, make you laugh, make you smile. That's been super important to get me through this very interesting time. And sometimes it's best to just kind of not read the news for a couple of days. Under normal circumstances, we focus on education. We run a school, we run education programs for children, for youth, and we work a lot with various corporate partners, the private sector, and international organizations to do it. We do not usually provide relief in the kind of emergency relief that you see happening now. However, since the onset of the pandemic, things have been, people have lost jobs, a lot of people have fallen into a more impoverished environment and situation. And so we've basically, because we've been in the community for so many years, we have a network. We started helping the community, our core community, with food aid, medical aid, and rental assistance. And that's obviously grown over the past year. So as it stands now, we do a lot of food relief, not just for the Fuji community, not just for refugees, but for anybody in a position that needs help, that needs a helping hand. We're able to give them a food pack. We're able to help them with some baby milk. We help Pampers, and in some cases, medical and rental assistance. So we've been really, it's been actually quite overwhelming to see the kind of support that has actually come in from people in Malaysia. I'd say Malaysians and also non-Malaysians living here. I've even had emails from people living overseas who've written and said, I want to contribute, please let me know. And so it's been really, really heartwarming. It's been encouraging to see community come together in order to support people. So that's kind of what we're doing now. But of course, as a nonprofit, we're still doing our usual programs. We're running school online. We were just talking about this the other day, that keeping kids in school is so important, especially vulnerable children. Very often school becomes a luxury and not a necessity during times like this. And so you'll see a lot of dropouts. You'll see a lot of kids not have the technology that enables them to study online. But we're trying to speak to our donors and just to the public and say it's super important that they remain connected in schools, because number one, it gives them a routine. Number two, it gives them a support system. They're connected with their friends, their teachers. people outside of their core family. And it gives them something to look forward to. They look forward to school, to laughing, to reaching out with their friends, and to waking up the next day. So these are really, really important things. And yeah, it's basic. We're basically asking the public to not just focus on food, but also to focus on an education, because that is as important to these children, because you see a lot of mental health situations right now. So we want to stop mental health becoming real issues for these children and youth. And the way to do that is to keep them engaged, and the teachers keep an eye out on them so that we don't even get to that stage. So yeah, keep supporting us in what we do with education, in all the way from kindergarten all the way up to high school and tertiary education. Ooh, wow. The easy answer would be rewind button, because, you want to replay and situations, right? And how you want them to happen. However, I do think the button would get quite overused and probably end up breaking. I think most of us would do that. So I'm going to go with pause button. I think when things are getting a little bit out of control, or things are not quite going the way you want them to go, I think we can do this now, right? Be able to kind of press the pause button, take a few moments, take a few breaths, count to 10, let everyone else cool down and relax, and then be able to reassess the situation. I would love, I'm dreaming a little bit here, but I would love to be with close friends and family, somewhere out in nature, in a nice villa by the sea or countryside or on the coast somewhere, and just spend a beautiful day relaxing with friends, family, of course, good food and drinks, and enjoy each other's company, and enjoy being outdoors. I think that would be something really special. Wow, 64 years, still a baby as a country. I think, touching on my earlier question, seeing people come together, this hashtag Kita Jaga Kita, which initially just sounds a little bit like, a little bit cliche, but in seeing and really witnessing and experiencing people coming together in such a real way, it adds a lot more meat to that hashtag, to that tagline. And I really wish that we really stand together as one, as a community, and we do it. We just need to recognize that we do it, and not let anything divide us, not let leadership and other people divide us. And by doing that, we'll be able to achieve so much more as a nation. We're so blessed as a country, with the resources, with the people, with what we have right now. And it's really sad that we're not using it to its fullest. We're not being the best we can be. And I really think all of us, whoever we are, big city, small city, in the kampong, in the remote village, it's going to be different for each one of us, but be able to really just come together for each other. And I always firmly believe there's enough for everyone to be able to live good lives. So yeah, be able to do that. That would be my honest wish. If we all start thinking that way and we start behaving that way, I think the force will be so much stronger.